Welcome in then to the latest edition of Extra Time. Just Craig and Shaka here today.
I'm not taking Chelsea questions.
No, there will be Chelsea
No.
There will be.
Shaq,
All yours.
Shaq.
No, I don't want them.
No.
It's all yours.
What I'm refusing.
I have never seen Craig glow that way about Chelsea
Yeah,
since I've been
it
here.
was great. He was so positive. But how would you not be
This,
positive?
look, that's just glowing. Full stop.
Yeah.
Glow.
Just the natural glow that follows Craig Burley around.
What I don't want to do here is get involved in all the getting carried away.
Okay.
I can feel it coming.
Right, can we just wait till we get to the Chelsea question?
I can smell it getting carried away. Although I was pretty...
Craig, who's looked the best so far in the Premier League? City, Arsenal or Liverpool?
City.
City still?
I mean, Ipswich was total domination.
Yes.
I wasn't particularly impressed with Arsenal yesterday.
Oh, really?
No, I wasn't. Yes, Trossard's a big difference maker for them, which he was last year and he is. And yes, I'll give him a lot of credit for getting the job done at a place where, and against a team they struggled against last year. But it boils down to two things. A lot of Arsenal's football up until they got the first goal was tippy-tappy. Just try to walk it in. And also, they got away with it. Ollie Watkins should have buried them, right? I mean, just...
David Raya with a great save, though. You've been very critical.
No, David Raya wasn't a great save.
No?
No, that wasn't a great save.
Why?
He got off his backside and he headed it straight at him. There was a gaping hole on that side.
Right.
I'll give him credit for getting...
I thought it was a great save, but
Yeah,
I
listen,
would.
Listen, he got up. He got up quickly. That's his job. And he got his hands to it. That's his job. He headed it straight at him, Ollie Watkins. And the one he missed in the first half was
So just dragged it
even
wide.
worse. And he scored this big goal for England in the summer. I was expecting a lot more. I thought the boy Morgan Rogers, I thought was brilliant for Aston Villa. And I think credit Arsenal for getting that 3 points. I don't think it was a brilliant performance.
Shaka, did Maresca just find his first 11 for this Chelsea squad?
Absolutely.
Or who do you think is starting in
out.
charge?
Modric.
Modric. So who would come in?
yeah.
Can Neto play that side when he's
He
fit?
came on the left.
Yeah.
Pedro Neto, right, he's a good player, a lot of injury problems. Put it one way, it's anybody apart from Modric.
Right. Wow.
You can't rely on him. You just can't rely on him. He is so, well, he's consistently poor, which is a shame because he has got a talent and he's got incredible pace. But he was hooked again today at half-time for a reason.
Well,
you got Madueke showing him. You got Madueke on the other side, another youngster on the other side who's basically showing him what wide play is all about.
Right.
So that's a change that has to be made.
So to the question, he has found his starting level. Modric out, Neto in.
And what about Lavia when he's fit?
Well, we talked about this last week, was that the three midfielders, Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, they just lack, the three kind of similar. No, they don't all do the same job, but they're all what you'd call natural central midfielders. So they missed the playmaker last week. Oh, okay, it was Man City, so it was more difficult. But they definitely missed Cole Palmer and that number 10 role. And so this is a headache that went away for Enzo Maresca this week because the Lavia hamstring injury meant that he was down to two midfielders and he could shift Cole Palmer, and it allowed Madueke to come in from the start and put that performance in that he did. So maybe he stumbled. Maybe he would have made that change anyway. I don't know. But certainly Cole Palmer, if you needed any clarity that he's going to give Chelsea more options from that position, then he got it in spades today.
Every time we've seen Brahim Diaz come on, he seems to make a difference. How long can Ancelotti keep him on the bench with this sort of performances?
You have to appreciate how Carlo Ancelotti just seems to continue to get the best out of players on the bench and keep them happy at that football club. You saw that all of last season with not just Brahim Diaz, but others, Joselu and so many others, and continues to do the same. And for Brahim Diaz, as long as he continues to be involved, play a meaningful role at a club like Real Madrid, I don't feel he needs to go anywhere else. I think he's more than content there.
How would you feel, Craig, if you're in Brahim Diaz's shoes?
I think I'd be okay just now, as long as I was getting some game time and making a difference. I think the answer to that question is he'll keep him on the bench the bulk of the time, because all he's got to do to Brahim Diaz is the same he's got to do to others and go, look at him, Vinicius, Mbappe, Rodrigo, Bellingham when he's fit. What? You want me to drop? He's not going to drop them for long. He may rest them. He may give them a rest in the odd game, but he's not going to drop them for long periods. That's just not going to happen. I mean, they would have to be horrendous. Not that any of those players are bad players, it's just they are such big superstars that they're playing. They're going to play.
Does the measured nature of Slotball, I know that it's called Slotball, this must be...
No, and you won't hear it again.
Well, I might do, I have to read it.
Honestly, I had no idea what you were talking about.
I know,
I heard today a Maresca ball.
Oh, just put ball on the end of everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was Sarri ball, wasn't it, a wee while ago?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
Slot ball.
Okay.
I mean, we're just...
I'm wondering where we're going.
We're on the
I had
edge,
no
right?
idea.
We're on the... Where are we, August? Still in August.
Yes.
And we're on the cliff already.
We're on the edge because of balls. What
was it the other day? Word games.
Wordle? You can't put Slotball in with Wordle. How dare you? How dare you?
I would take a conversation about Wordle. What's the other game?
Connections.
And I would take a conversation about Wordle and connections over any discussion that involves the word slotball.
Right, well, I'm afraid we're going to have to break that here because does the measured nature of Slotball make this version of Liverpool less...
Why say it like that?
I feel like it needs an American twang to it as well. Hey, you see that Slotball? Does the measured nature of Slotball make the version of Liverpool less amenable to a raucous Anfield?
Well, apart from the slot ball, that's actually, I think, a very valid point.
Okay.
And it's something I touched on.
You almost did it. Whoever sent that question in, it was almost a good question.
I touched on it in the show, that the atmosphere at times, I think, could be a little more subdued. Although Klopp did get frustrated over the years now and again about the lack of support, and he was very public about that, both in his remonstrations and in his words. I think big games at Anfield are just big games, aren't they? And the atmosphere is what it is. But in the so-called games against teams where they're expected, without being arrogant, expected to sort of roll over, then we may see that a little bit more because of a difference in approach. And that is, but you know, with every new manager comes a different style, and maybe that's something the crowd are just going to have to get used to. Because let's be honest, they did have it pretty good under Klopp.
Yeah.
Because it was sort of AC/DC heavy metal kind of, and that's the only heavy metal band I can think of.
Yeah, Slotball
was heavy metal.
Slotball.
Does Barcelona, Shaka, have a better front three than Real Madrid on the pitch compared to on paper?
No, I think it's still.
So what do we see? Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, and Lewandowski.
And
yesterday?
Lewandowski. I still take Real Madrid's front three.
Oh, yes.
But
those three work together for Barca. Can these three work together?
With 2 games in.
All right.
I'm still taking Real Madrid's front three.
For Craig, where...
Us three, isn't it?
Explain that a little bit more.
Well, we're still trying to figure it out, you know what I mean?
Right, okay. How many years? 10 years, 11 years have we been doing this?
Sort of chemistry.
For Craig, where do you see United finishing in the Premier League? Based on their performance so far, is it going to be the same old story?
Well, you have to look and say, can Chelsea, you know, who I probably had, I think maybe 6. I think I had United 5th. That's a standard today we saw from Chelsea that we haven't yet seen from United. You could argue, well, you couldn't argue, who did United play first day out at home last week?
You okay? What are you talking about?
Who did United beat at home last week?
I want to say Fulham.
Fulham. So Fulham and Brighton.
I stopped listening to him and then he just wasn't talking.
Carry on. I'm listening, Craig. Carry on.
That's a difficult one. I think it's going to be better in the most part in terms of performance than it was last year, but a lot of the games were dire. How much that will reflect in points and results, I don't know. I don't know. Right. Is the big answer.
That's it. We did all of that for you don't know.
Well, it's a very hypothetical question, isn't it?
Well, you just answer it hypothetically.
You know, if Chelsea continue to play like that, they should finish higher up. Can United match that? So I don't know.
Oh, Spurs won as well, didn't they? Beat Everton.
Well, yeah. Everton have had a
okay, well,
dreadful.
Here are your predictions. Oh, you didn't even have Chelsea in the top 6.
See, I suddenly just forgot what those predictions were.
That's some photo.
Oh, there you go.
What's that?
Nothing at all.
Top scorer Erling Haaland.
What do you want me to say?
Shaka.
What do you want me to say? Rasmus Højlund? Dominic Calvert-Lewin? What do you want me to say?
Dominic Calvin.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin. What do you want me to say?
Shaka, who finishes higher this season? Newcastle, West Ham. Bit dodgy, haven't they, Newcastle to start with?
Yeah,
It's going to be good.
And must have been all right. I'm going to go. No, I'm sticking with Newcastle.
Yeah, you think Newcastle are going to come good?
Yeah.
There we go.
You remember your predictions?
Oh, shut up. That's it. That brings us to the end of today's show. ESPN FC will be back tomorrow with the little man with the arm.
No, let the man stay home.
Against the Newcastle.
Just put a t-shirt on you.
Exactly. I can be the little man. Definitely. I'd be happy.
Perfect. So we can hit balls at you.
Feelings from the Flames will recreate it.